Okay, so hi. I didn't plan on making this video today. Okay, so let me explain it real quick because I don't want to drag on because I'm actually in shock of what I've just heard. Okay, so my next door neighbor has four kids, from the ages 13 and under, and I'm not judging no one's parenting, but in this, I don't judge people's parenting in general, is what I'm trying to say. But in this particular situation, bitch, I'm judging all the way. So I was in the garden earlier on catching some sun. I mean, you wouldn't guess because I look like a milk bottle. But anyway, besides the point, I was in the garden sunbathing and I heard my next door neighbour's kids, who, like I said, are 13 and under, and I was a little taken aback. It was the first time I was taken aback by what I'd heard kids of that age and younger saying. The language was revolting. Literally, they were saying stuff like, "They see you next Tuesday." They were saying, "You effing wanker, effing this, effing that, you bastard." Repeatedly saying the "see you next Tuesday" word, cussing at each other. So I was like in shock, and I wrote a status. I was like, what are these parents teaching their kids these days? If that's how I've just heard like two kids that are under the age of 13 talk, what the fuck are parents teaching their kids? Or what the fuck are parents hearing behind closed doors these days? You would have never heard any of this when I was younger. Like, what the hell's going on with people? So I write that status, I let it go. And I've been coming out during the day, now and again, to catch some sun because I'm pale as shit. I don't know if you can tell, but I pretty much blend in with this jumper. I am just in certain spots darker, it doesn't matter. But I was going out every few hours and spending like half an hour, 45 minutes just sitting there sunbathing, right? So they bring the dog out, they have a dog, and these kids are swearing at the dog, terrorizing the dog. You could hear these kids kicking the dog, like you could hear the sound of the foot hitting the dog, and you could hear the dog going. "Rrr." And I think the dog must have gone for one of them because I just heard like a commotion and then a dog like growl, and well, not growl, but you know when a dog goes for you and it makes that noise. You dog owners will understand. So they go inside, and the younger kid that was outside almost starts crying. Now this is where I get incredibly pissed off, and this is where I'm truly repulsed. And like I said, I wasn't intending on making a video. I weren't planning on this. I was enjoying my day. This kid comes outside. They come back outside, and the older one is now throwing the N word around with a hard A and then with a hard ER. Okay, now I don't know about you guys, but I don't see colour, never have done, and I've always been that kind of person. I'll hold my hands up to it. I've actually gotten my ass beat before for standing up for people in this particular issue. This kid continues to come out with these racist slurs, and I'm listening. I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing? And then nobody coming out, no parents saying this is wrong, you shouldn't say that. Nobody, you know what I mean? The windows are open. If I can hear these kids from where I'm sat in my garden, which is the furthest away from them you can be, given the proximity, and I heard that as clear as day, the N word with the A on the end, and then the N word with an ER on the end. Now, I am a white person speaking up about this, and I am disgusted by this. And if I was your parent and I would have heard that, I would have whooped your ass, because if you're allowing your kids to walk around and say that, oh my god, your kids are going to end up with their asses beat. Have you not seen what's happened to people in public when they think it's okay to degrade someone just because of their skin colour? Google it, have a look. But my thing is, why are you as a parent, what are you as a parent teaching your child? What is your child hearing behind the door to come out? And in response to a dog that they are kicking and screaming at, the little kid's screaming now, crying. Listen. Can you hear that? I hope this camera's picking this up. But what are you teaching your kids to sit there? Where are they hearing that? Because we've been in quarantine for what, like 3 weeks now? And the way that these kids are saying this is like it's fresh in their mind. So what are you teaching your kids? Racism, I don't give a fuck. I'm a white person. You can see this. I am a white person. I don't see colour. I don't judge people on anything. Not your skin colour, not your sexuality, not your religion, nothing. Why are you teaching your kids these words? And why is it okay for you to sit there and one of you, because both his parents are home, one of them must have heard somebody, they must have been heard saying this and nobody's come out and said you cannot use this word. What is this saying? Because I'm one of them people, I'm somebody that's openly gay. And I get it, I know what it's like to be discriminated against. I'm not comparing sexuality and racism, they're two different things, but we're both categories of people that are discriminated against. Why are you being so fucking ignorant? Why are you allowing your kids to say the N word with an A on the end, with an ER on the end? I don't care which way they said it. Why are you, as a white family, allowing your children to openly say that word? Do you not know the history behind that word? Are you that ignorant? You're parents with 4 kids. It's fucking disgusting. You would never a day in your life hear me or anybody I know talk the way that I've just heard these kids under 13 talk. What the fuck? And do your fucking research. Do your fucking research on racism and that word and where that word originates from. It's not okay to use, and the next time I hear that word being used, I'm gonna go straight around the parents' house and I'm gonna go on Facebook Live and I'm gonna show everybody. Because I'm not okay with somebody being openly racist and then you've heard your kids say that because it was literally screaming that word. And you didn't want to come out and pull them kids up about it. I'm sorry, like, just racism and this fucked up world that we live in is such a messed up world, the way that shit like this is allowed to go on. It's the same with fucking gay people. Gay people are afraid to leave their homes before lockdown. Were scared to leave their homes. Me, for example, I would leave my home and people would shout queer at me. And another thing that bugs me is I'm a victim of colorism as well, because I've been told my whole entire life, I've even been bullied for it, and like I said, I've even had my arse whooped for it, for being too white. For being too white. Because I'm too white. I've had people practically try and force me to tan my skin and force me to look more healthy in their eyes. It infuriates me. It really does. And the next time I hear that word, I'm going straight round to the... I hope somebody knows who these neighbours are, because I don't know them by name. But why the fuck are you allowing your kid to talk like that? If somebody would have heard that was a person of colour, your kid would have got their ass whooped. Because of something you're probably teaching them or they're hearing. Because kids don't just put stuff, they don't remember stuff like that. Kids don't sit there and repeatedly use a word over and over again that they've learned from months and months back. This must have been a recent thing because of the way these kids that were under 13, not only were they abusing an animal, but they were screaming racial slurs. Do your fucking research, people, and understand that word and why that word is not right to use. Stop being so fucking ignorant. Fucking educate yourself. Participate in Black History Month. Do your fucking research on racism. And racism with black people specifically. Have a look into that. Because it's not right. Especially in this day and age. Come on. We all want to brag about how accepting we are. And look what the fuck I've just heard. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm getting too personal, too into it. But I just wanted to come on and share this experience because I'm genuinely, like, I'm shaking. Do you see that? I'm shaking, I'm that mad. Just what the fuck? People were in 2020. Has this fucking present time that we're going through not taught you anything? Get it to fucking together, people.